Hello, hello, this is Atlas Leaf, also known as Doc, and we're continuing a Let's Play of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last chapter, we had just received the Blue Tunic by rescuing King Zora from the ice, and the Iron Boots after conquering Ice Cavern. When we met Sheik, who gave us a new song, which I think it's time for us to use now. Warp to Lake Hylia. I'll probably need to take off the boots for just a minute. So Lake Hylia as an adult is a really drastic sight. Almost drained of water, endless rain that doesn't appear to actually be replenishing. Definitely feels as though nature has been disrupted. Now, oh, Navi! Listen. Those iron boots look like they weigh a ton. If you wear those boots, you may be able to walk at the bottom of a lake. You know, I think you're right, Navi. When water fills the lake, shoot for the morning light. Well, water certainly hasn't filled the lake. And this makes sense. We saw that Zora's domain has been frozen over. Zora's fountain, Jabba Jabu, is missing. So it looks like Ganondorf has completely disrupted the water system of Hyrule. And this is the result. It seems like Hyrule, without our intervention, will eventually dry up, become completely parched. And here we are, at the entrance to the Water Temple. And I do so enjoy how it's locked with this little fish. It's kind of adorable, this little marker. Off we go. And here is our first look of this space. I know the Water Temple gets an awful lot of dislike because of its labyrinthian layout, but I think it's always kind of held a special place for me because it's so tranquil. Now, I'll note, this is not a blind playthrough, but it has been some time since I've tackled this dungeon, so there might be some backtracking. I'll just move that now. I'm sure I'll need to tend to that later. You can see where it needs to slide into the little alcove, but you can only reach parts of it, some of the faces from some sides, so we'll need to enter from a different route. And this one is locked. Whoop. Got turned around there. We're gonna need a boot counter. Oh! What are these guys? Stingers! We haven't seen these since Jabba Jabba's belly. So that's back the way we came. Now we haven't heard much about the water temple, other than we know it's used by the Zoras to worship the water spirits. The architecture doesn't seem, in a lot of ways, very Zora-like. I wonder if, like many of the other locations in Hyrule, it's got a history long before now, where perhaps it was built by either Hylians or a precursor, and now is used by the Zoras. It's interesting, this lovely blue stone, you don't see much like that in other locations. Ornate carvings, it looks like sort of like an imported redwood. Detailing. And we have the compass, but we don't have a map yet, so we have a pretty incomplete view of things so far. But we have enough of a view to know there's at least 3 floors, and it's a sprawling in size. Oh, these buddies. Spike. Aim for it when it attracts its spikes. Oh, you, if I'm right, Atlas. You're Atlas, aren't you? It's me, your fiancé, Ruto, Princess of the Zoras. I never forgot the vows we made to each other 7 years ago. You're a terrible man to have kept me waiting for these 7 long years. But now is not the time to talk about love. I'm sure you've already seen it, Zora's domain totally frozen. A young man named Sheik saved me from under the ice. But my father and the other Zoras have not yet. I want to save them all. I want to save Zora's domain. You have to help me. This is a request from me, the woman who is going to be your wife. Atlas, you have to help me destroy the evil monster in the temple, okay? Inside the water temple, there are 3 places where you can change the water level. I'll lead the way. Follow me quickly. But Ruto, I have got questions, and concerns, and comments. Also, I saved your father. And I didn't know I was proposing. I'm sure we can sort all this out, right? And Ruto is gone. Those who wish to open the path sleeping at the bottom of the lake must play the song passed down by the royal family. Now, as we floated up, we could see a passage that looked like there was a bombable spot, but no way for us to access it while it was flooded. But now there's no way to access it because we've lowered the water level. Come on now. Such an interesting creature. Because they don't quite feel organic, but they do kind of look organic when the spikes are retracted. But they drop bombs. Feel like a mechanical guardian rather than a natural bit of sea life. And here's the dungeon map. Blue chambers are those places you've already visited. Your current location is the flashing room. I can move up or down to select a floor to view. Well, let's do that and give a scale of what we're looking at. So, we're currently on the 3rd floor, and we already can see there's a vast space to explore. Here's the 2nd floor. Automatically the eye is drawn to that long, winding, snake-like tunnel, which passes over 2 floors and connects to things on the 1st floor, and there's even a basement full of nooks and crannies for us to explore. So let's get started. I've always liked these sort of auxiliary rooms. They feel very private, almost shrine-like, separated from the rest of the tunnel with very simple ornamentation. Definitely architecture seems suited for Zoras, being that most of the floors are only accessible when they're flooded. Now that we have this torches lit, let's light these other ones. We know this song and dance. See a torch, light a torch. But I was not quite quick enough. There we go. Ah, my nemesis, the shell blade. Its internal muscle is its weak point. These look like they would be delicious, fried up with a little bit of butter. But it'd be a monstrous size of scallop. And we have our first small key. And even though the scale is large, we're already starting to really fill out the map. Had to stop that infernal hopping so we could get a good look at the scale of this room. The sand at the bottom is such an interesting touch. It really completes the feel of everything here. We have this sort of light-colored, pale stone. We have this really dark, natural stone, like this was once a natural cavern that has been retrofitted into its modern uses. And then we have all of this, like, blue stone tiling, which looks kind of different from the natural stone, but I sort of wonder if maybe the natural stone is more highly polished, it becomes this sort of blue? Or is this brought from another location? Lots of questions. We can tell that this location took considerable skill and effort to build, especially being that huge portions of it are flooded. Ah, and I hear a spider. So I used a bomb here, but you can also use the spin attack to open that door. I just happen to have bombs handy. Oh, no, maybe you have to use spin attack. Another gold Skulltula token. We need to make a trip back to see the spider house. And we've already cleared another section of this location. Like any big insurmountable problem, it starts with the small steps. Little successes will add up. The soundtrack is so mellow. This lingering, I think it's an oboe, which trails on. Oh, is that a piccolo? It might be a mixture of both. And notice that this block was not here before. It raises and lowers with the water level, making these doors easily accessible, and in this case this block accessible, only when the water is at a particular height. That's one of the reasons I think that this structure was not strictly made for Zora use, is because of things like that. Why have doors that require air access if the Zoras can function perfectly underwater? I'm just gonna poke him so that way he comes out of the way. Rooms like this are so interesting, that little current of water. It seems too elegant of a contraption to be used just for navigation. But what could its other use be? Ah, this room. So many lovely locations. The little interplay of light, we can see some sort of access there, seemingly impossible to reach. All this decorative tile work, and a sleeping, slumbering water dragon. And here's the challenge. We need to get from here into that gate. But as soon as we take off the boots, the current grabs us. But I was lucky. And a small key. gonna run by the terrifying shellfish. Well, I guess they're not terrifying. Oh, even they get caught by the current. Believe there's a second way that you can actually, I should show that. So another way you can solve this puzzle is, I believe, that we can still, yes, trigger the switch from this side. If the swimming is too challenging, that's another option. But sometimes a challenge is good. I do so love the water dragons throughout this location. Another use of the boots. And we've explored another hallway. Oh. But this ledge isn't quite high enough. We'll definitely need to use the hook shot here. And let's see, I think we're ready to finally take a look at that central pillar which has been calling us. And here we are. We'll spend one of our hard-earned keys. This room always feels interesting, because we have those venting on the side, which almost look like mechanical vents, like water can flow through those portions. Next to these, like, elegant panels. Those who wish to open the path to the gate on the far heights, play the song passed down by the royal family. Now there's a few things to note here. One, there is a spider that we can't quite reach, but another is much more subtle. Because we could have easily just walked out that door, but when we raised the water level, this platform also raised, and revealed this little cubby hiding down inside. And we have a switch and a grate. And shellfish. And we have another grate over here. I'll stand a bit back so they don't just drop on top of me unceremoniously. Oh. Not quite quick enough. Alright, clam. Drat! There we go. Only one left. And we've opened the door. And another small key. And again, these sort of little hidden alcoves. It feels like such a nice spot for private contemplation, private meditation. Maybe these are the sections where people would commune with the water spirits in front of these ornate, but yet still very simple displays. Kind of tucked away. Like this one, hidden beneath the stairs of this other room. Very secretive. Well, I guess not hidden under the stairs. Hidden under the walkway platform? And we'll have to come back for that spider. So we can see there, we can access this room again if we need to by lighting that torch. Grab some recovery hearts. Let's see. I think I've already got myself turned around. We've already been through here, have we not? We have indeed. Now we see an ice switch here, but I'll probably need to tend to the... I can hear our friend above us. There we go. There's one of them. Because as soon as I start looking, I'm sure that thing is going to hop at me. However, our current hookshot is not long enough, and it is too far for us to make it before the door closes. So now let's see. I believe the only path forward for us now will be this direction. Ah! So I'll note, I often forget about that little bother, and then I'm partway up before it jumps and knocks me down. Again, we have another little meditative shrine, this time with a water source. And we've already come back to the third floor. Passed down by the royal family. And now we've already made the water come full circle back to the upper floor. The Tektites definitely don't seem like they're supposed to be here. They definitely feel like something that has found its way in. Now with our compass and our dungeon map, we can see that the boss room is through this door, through a small hallway. trying to think. Trying to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Oh no, I did! We are one key short, aren't we? And that's because we forgot... Ah! Well, good for us to learn. I knew I was forgetting something. This, I think, is the why this water temple has such a reputation, is because of its secretive nature. We need to stop here. But now we can't use a bomb because of the water level has been raised. Ah, but live and learn. Because that room is only accessible when the water level's been raised to the second position. I suspect there may be more missed keys. This will not be the most efficient route through the water temple, but it should be a relaxed one. Unless I do things like that, that's not relaxed at all. I have all sorts of theories about why the water can raise and lower. Would you potentially, when you're communing with the water spirits, have it at different heights to do different things? Perhaps different prayers for different locations? Or maybe it changes seasonally? You're supposed to change the water level like the tides, or like the seasons. But like many things, we don't know. We're just traveling through the temple at this current state, when it hasn't been actively used, due to Ganondorf's influence, him causing evil to pour out of the temples. Though the Water Temple doesn't seem like it's really suffered too many of Ganondorf's evil influences. It still feels very meditative, very calm. The few things that we've encountered so far that are hostile definitely feel as though they're native life that's wandered in. Except for the spikes. The spikes are so curious. Something so metallic hardly seems like natural life. Then again, what is natural life in a world of like Hyrule, where dragons and Gorons and great talking trees are all part of the natural world? And with this, I believe we can raise the water level back now to the 3rd level. So a small delay, but an interesting one. An introspective one, perhaps. Maybe that's just this location. It just feels like a place for introspection. Meditation. And for being deep under the lake water, deep under the ground set in stone, it feels very bright, very not quite sunlit like the inside of the Great Deku Tree felt, but very calm. Things aren't going to come after you in the darkness. You can clearly see everywhere you'd like to go, everywhere you could go. It's just, is the water at the right level for you to be where you'd like? Oh. It's a strange blend between being very open, but also being very secretive. Small rooms tucked into hidden corners. Ah, the waterfall room. It's interesting, because I think that their keys are only within this location. That spider, as tempting as he is, there's no way for me to reach right now. Just too far away. And this room, such an interesting, it deliberately acts as a challenge. You know exactly where you want to go, and you know exactly how difficult it's going to be to get there. Oh, one of the things I was going to mention about the Keese. Because they have those striking red eyes, and they feel quite malicious compared to most wildlife in Hyrule, I kind of wonder if they might be acting as sentries for Ganondorf. Being placed here at a choke point seems like a way he can keep tabs on the dungeon very easily, with having those two minions there. An interesting thought I was considering the other day. Ah, and so we go immediately from that room, which was full of quick motion, to this room. Other than the invading Tektites, a very striking contrast to the room before. Tranquil. And where we've seen the water level will raise these dragon statues once before, this room I think really displays it. Such a clever element, really highlighting the importance. Now we could link to that one, we'd immediately fall back into the water, requiring us to return to only this door. But if we lower the water level, we can see a second hookshot point, allowing us to hop over this dragon, which seems very uncouth for such an elegant statue. Like, it's hard for me to imagine a room with ceremonial use that requires you to hop on top of the stonework. But it seems like an elegant test of wits. So maybe there's something with that. You have to prove your wits before you can access the room before. Sorry, the room beyond. Several parts of the temple, now that I think about it, do sort of have that vibe. Monastery-like challenges to test your wisdom. Because you can't really force your way brute force through any of these challenges. You have to take your time. was hoping for a fairy, but I guess not. This door definitely seems a bit imposing. We have the flanking statues, we have the spikes. This definitely seems like we're entering something threatening. And the map backs it up. But whatever we were expecting, it's not this. Not sunlit, something else. It's like the temple has dissolved away. This room feels outside of time. A bit of something over here, delicately floating in this very serene water. So shining, nothing else. We can see a perfect example of our reflection. A bit of natural stone looking like it's just a drift. With this endless horizon. We know where we want to go, but this door is locked. And all of a sudden, something ominous has happened. Where has our reflection gone? When we walked by this seemingly dead tree, as though nature in this space has withered, even with access to all this water. What is that? Dark Atlas, conquer yourself. All the tricks up our sleeve and a few of its own. Oh, there we got a hit. It's good. It's just as skilled as we are. Let's drink some milk. But not quite as skilled as we are. We're from the forest. And we've been blessed by the fairies. And just like that, we've slain our shadow. We can't really match it using the sword alone. It forces us to use our other skills. And just like that, all of the veil has just dissolves from this place. Even the ornateness of the doors was an illusion. They have their own originalness. Such a mystery. Again brings the idea back of like meditation. Conquer yourself. And we found the long shot. Upgraded hookshot extends twice as far. Now we've definitely seen hints that we'd be able to upgrade our skill set for movement, because we've seen already several places within this temple that we could not reach with our current skill set. Ah, and we've seen this symbol before. The same design is on the Door of Time. But before we explore that hallway, I think this is a good place to end this chapter. We have conquered ourselves. Well, I hope you guys had fun, and I hope you enjoyed being along for the ride. And I will catch you in the next chapter.